up, friends? This is Jazz, finally getting to the New Year's countdown video. This year was crazy, but good. I had pretty good mental health this year. So, before I get on to this list, I am telling you there's not going to be the top, videos of 2021 this year on the list as I mentioned, because I have enough videos on this list as it is. But I will include it as an honorable mention, so for those who are looking for this video, the top whatever videos of 2021 is number, honorable mention. So anyway, guys, this is the top 11 videos of 2022. Let's get on to number 11. Well, it was an honor working with James Raven again on Volume 4 of Vamp the Lost Soul. I just feel so privileged to be trusted enough to review his manga, and like always, he hit it out of the park. Well, did I hit this review out of the park? Sort of. I feel I may have done better on the Volume 3, but again, every time I do this series, it'll always be a favorite of mine, and I will always include it on a top list if I have it. I feel I did good. I reread all 4 volumes in preparation for this video, so I think I knew what I was doing when I was giving my overview/review of it. I think I avoided spoilers. I'm not very sure. It was a little bit, but I know that I really did like this video. So, Vamp the Lost Soul Volume 4 was number 11 on this list. Now on to number 10. This video was a sort of different video for me to do. I was pretty much talking about the things that help with my anxiety in general, but also what I often bring out to help with my anxiety, because going out of my house, particularly my room, always gives me a bit of anxiety. That is part of my, whatever it is that I have. As I said, I haven't got any formal diagnosis of anything, but I do know I suffer from great anxiety when I'm out of my comfort zone. So sometimes I have objects that I bring just to bring a little bit of that comfort with me. Now, some of this stuff has changed, and maybe I might, in another month or two, I might do a part 2, or what I bring now. I don't know, maybe I'll do one this year, maybe not in a couple of months, but I've been doing a lot better with my anxiety, which means that things have changed in a way, but I feel I was sharing a bit of insight with you guys when I did this video, and it was pretty personal in a way, as personal as I sort of got. And I've been trying to think of other videos I can do to share with you guys, to give some insight into my weird mentality in a way. But I feel this was a fun video for me to make, because I was getting personal and was hoping that maybe someone watching this video might get some insight to help them in a way. So, what I bring out and about to help with my anxiety is number 10 on this list. Now on to number 9. Of course, they had to have a Pokemon Crimson Fury overview on this list, and honestly, this chapter is probably one of my favorite chapters in the whole Pokemon Crimson Fury series. I also felt that I did pretty well with doing this overview because since it was one of my favorite, I was a bit more enthusiastic with this, and I know there hasn't been one for a while, but I promise you guys I will get back to do that. But anyway, it's just an honor that the N-Man64 trusts me to do this series. So I'm doing my best when I do them to have the energy to do it, the enthusiasm, and to show justice. Like, I never want to be doing this particular series when I'm like, yeah, okay, so chapter 10, like... And when I talk about my lack of enthusiasm, I mean my just lack of energy. I get that, not necessarily because of videos or something. It's because at moments I just don't have any energy for anything, even video games. So I do not want to do, especially not this series, I don't want to do it when I'm not in the right mood for it, because I don't want to make anyone think that I don't appreciate this series. I love this series. This series and its sequels have been some of the highlights of my day. And I just hope the N-Man64 will hear this and realize that him doing this series has really helped me through a lot of hard times. So I just want to do this series justice, which is why they aren't always out as much as they should, because I want to do them when I can really show how much I appreciate them. So I will do my best to start doing more this year, but again, I'm not going to put them on a time schedule because I want you guys to get my enthusiasm in these videos. So number 9 was Pokemon Crimson Fury, Chapter 9, A Sand True Deal. Now let's get on to number 8. Of course we'd get a bargain haul in this countdown. I think number 10 was one of the best hauls that I've got. Well, one of them. Like, there is another haul that I would argue did better, but there's just a special reason that this is the one who was chosen over that one. Let's just listen to the story. I have almost the complete Rugrats experience. The complete Rugrats, collection when it comes to the DVDs and the episodes. I mean, I definitely do now. But at this time, I had the complete series. I had quite a few books. I had some special DVDs, that talked about the Tales from the Crypt. And pretty much most of the important Rugrats games that are to me, like the Rugrats Scavenger Hunt, the Rugrats Scavenger Hunt, the Totally Angelica, the tour and the studio tour and the Rugrats Search for Reptar. And I owned 2 of the 3 Rugrats movies, but they were also on VHS. So when I was doing this haul, I didn't know, did I go to Value Village? I think I did go to Value Village a bit, but I also got to go to Walmart. And in the big bin of like $5 movies, I found the Rugrats movie trilogy DVD, which had not only the one movie I didn't have, Rugrats Go Wild, but it had both the Rugrats movie and Rugrats in Paris, which I could not watch on the VHS anymore. So in one swoop, I got all 3 movies I would consider to complete my, DVD, movie collection, which that is the biggest reason this video is on this list. It was like one of the luckiest finds I've ever had. Plus, I got some movies like Get Out, I believe it was in this one, Gremlins 1 and 2, Beetlejuice, just a whole bunch of stuff. It was, how do I put it, amazing. Like, it was, again, I may have had one other video that was a little bit more sort of lucky in a way, but again, it wasn't as nostalgic lucky to me. So that is why I chose this video over those other ones. So Bargain Haul 10 is number 8 on this list. Now on to number 7. My What I Got series was a series that I used to kind of balance out the bargain hauls, because I wouldn't be doing bargain hauls all the time. Now, this was a semi-regular series. Like, I would get things, with my money, and I would say what I got in that month with my money. I think June was one of my favorite ones, because I got to unbox You Can't Scare Me, One Day at Horrorland. I announced I was getting Why I'm Afraid of Bees, which was number 17 in the series. But I also got 2 games that I really wanted. One being the Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle stuff, which is an game. I can't remember. I'll have to put it there. But then I got the game My Lovely Daughters, which was a game that was out of my comfort zone in a way, but it also was not, because you were raising the stats of your daughters, which are demonic. It's interesting. It's fun. Like, it's kind of a culty in a way, and witchcraft in a way. So it was something different for me to do, and I was just so excited to get it. And all this episode of What I Got was, at least in this year, one of my best, I think. As I said, like, I've been catching up on my Sims games, especially with the eco lifestyle stuff. So anyway, What I Got June 2022 is number 7 on this list. Now on to number 6. Well, I had to include my birthday video somewhere on this list, because I always have. I did pretty good for my 31st birthday. I technically got to do 2 bargain hauls, as a birthday gift. And these are the 2 that I was debating over when against Bargain Haul 10. And I just chose Bargain Haul 10 because these hauls, the stuff in the hauls, were basically showed again in this video. So I wanted a section for a different bargain haul all their own. I got plenty of books, like including Matilda, Watership Down, which I'm still reading, but this is not a video talk about how I'm doing on that book. It's difficult. We'll just leave it at that. I finally completed the Chronicles of Narnia. I collected them, like with the last book I got there. I got some new Goosebump books, including Go Eat Worms, The Haunted Mask 2, Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. Obviously got some comics through that bargain haul. I got Animal Crossing Wild World, which, oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to playing. I'm just gonna find time to actually play it. I got Moral Oral complete, though the DVD didn't work very well, but I can watch a little bit on my laptop anyway, so I feel better owning, a series in a way. I got some new Poppets, which again I'm still into. I use poppets all the time. That and the, what is it, the stretchy string, or what is it, the you know what I mean? Like I showed you during my Christmas fidgets video, but I use the poppets quite a bit. I just was, it was shown how loved I was from my whole family. And I love looking back at these videos because it makes me just realize how fortunate I am to have the family I have. So, my 31st birthday was number 6 on this list. Now on to number 5. What do I have to say about this review? Well, I think that I did a pretty good job of it, all things considered. I also made, think, something good out of a embarrassing / awkward / bad situation. For a long time before doing this video, I had addiction to the Pioneers of Olive Town game. And then I was so embarrassed that, you know what, I'm going to make something good out of this. I'm going to do a review, an overview, say my thoughts, give my experience when playing the game, and then at least we could say I was playing it for a good reason. I actually think that I've played it so long that I had enough knowledge to spread throughout the video, which a lot of times I'm just rambling and I don't, you know, I just say, oh, I like the game, and then with this one, I was passionate about it. So, there's that. I mean, this is literally one of my favorite games, guys. I'm not kidding about that. There's some of this, I like this, and some of it better than some of the Pokemon games. Yeah, that's saying something. So, number 5 is Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town. Let's get on to number 4. Yeah, you guys are probably wondering, what do you mean only parts 1 through 6? What happened to the digital PC games? Well, I'll admit that I'm not so proud of part 7. I feel that I rushed too much. Like, the way I recorded it and the way I narrated it was not, the timing was not good. But anyway, let's just ignore that, pretend that part didn't exist for this section. I was happy of redoing this series, because I feel, except for the exception of who shall not be be named or whatever, I did a lot better in this series. I also got to include my Switch collection, my new Switch collection, which I didn't have like 5 years ago, so there's that, if you will. I think that part is one of my favorite parts of this new series, but I got to see how big my collection's grown from 5 years, and that's another way that I see how lucky I am that I'm able to get that much stuff, and it's something that I can always look back on, and when I'm bored, when I feel that I want more, I can just go back and look at all these games now that I still have to finish or I haven't played. That is actually kind of embarrassing as well, despite the fact that I get addicted to certain games. But I feel that I had the patience, I edited it really well, especially like the digital portions of the sections, like the Switch, the 3DS, the DS, you know, I did good editing parts where it should, and you could tell my energy was high when I'm doing videos like this. Any time I do like hauls or collection videos, I always just seem to have that energy and that excitement. And again, maybe you'll get another video game collection in another 5-10 years. Maybe by that time I'll have way too many games to even go through them all again. I don't know. But I also got to include some PlayStation 2 games in this one. So I've technically, since the last video game collection, I've gained 2 new systems to add in a way, and that's awesome. Maybe in another 5 years I might have a PS4, a new Nintendo system. You never know what is going to have come around the corner with that, and I'm just so excited about that now. My video game collection revamps parts 1 through 6 is number 4 on this list. Now on to number 3. Yes, we technically got 2 videos for this entry. Now, yes, you could consider this kind of cheating, but I sort of see these videos in the same vein. I mean, they're both listed on oral characters, and I feel I could not decide between the two to exclude one, so they're both on this list. Now, this show is something that you wouldn't think that I would watch or understand maybe, but I actually really like the series. Is why I got the DVD collection in a way. They're just short enough that I was actually able to finish the whole series, and I also liked talking about these characters because they are some of the most messed up characters that I have ever seen. Now, why would I make a favorite character list? Well, they're still, no matter what, there's still characters in a show that are rather decent out of the mix. Like, I feel my top favorite Moral World characters list was probably the hardest for me to make, in a way, because so many of the characters were messed up almost beyond redemption that I could have easily skipped my favorites and I would have been forgiven, because it's hard to pick out favorites from the show. I mean, it was also hard to narrow down least favorites as well, because they're so messed up beyond redemption that you could I could have argumentatively just made a ranking list from messed up to least messed up, and that would have probably been a better video in a way. But you know what? No, I wanted to challenge. I wanted to see if I could just narrow them down to 5 of each. Well, okay, I see if I could just narrow it down to 5 that I hate it, and to see if I could get at least 5 that I like. Yeah, guys, I could not get a top 10 list for likable characters in Moral World. That's how bad it is, that I struggled to find 5 that I would say I like enough to put on the list, which, again, it is sort of sad in a way. I mean, sometimes to enjoy a show, most of the times you have to like the characters, but in this case, for some reason, the opposite applied. Like, just, like, the fact that you hated the characters didn't ruin the show for you. It's a miracle in itself. I say, the guy did an awesome job with the show. I just wished it lasted longer, is my only complaint about it. So, my top 5 best/worst moral oral characters was number 3 on the list. Now on to number 2. Well, guys, this is the review that I thought I did a bit better in than my Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town review, and that is Pokemon Coliseum. Now, guys, this is another game that I embarrassingly got addicted to this year. But, again, I made, lemonade out of lemons, if you would call it that. I made a good situation out of the bad. I feel that I got more in this review than I did with the Pioneers of Olive Town. For some reason, I had much more knowledge, but maybe because I'm pretty decent at Pokemon, and I always have been. I've been okay at Pokemon. Don't ask me to go any lower, alright? But I paid so close attention to this game, and I played it so much that I was able to give so much of my input out. I mean, it was also a blast to play this game again after years. And it's funny how I played this game for years to a degree, and I've never done a review until this year. I mean, I did a Let's Play on this game, and I'm surprised I didn't do a review then, but maybe it was better that I didn't, because I have more experience now with reviewing. And yes, I know I used my old Let's Play footage, but hey, it was easier than finding someone else's Let's Play and having to go through credits and the copyright. And if I have footage of a game, no matter how bad it is, I use it, right, for the most part. Like, I try to avoid, like, I try to avoid using other people's footage if I can, but if I can't, then I do borrow it, I give the credit, but I try to make sure I can play the game and get footage. That's just the best way to do it. But we'll just say I'm just proud of myself with how informative I was of this game, and my editing was actually pretty solid in this game compared to some of my others. I mean, I did okay again with Pioneers of Olive Town. That's why that review's on the list too. But this, I think, was the best review I did this year, perhaps in general, I feel. So, Pokemon Coliseum review is number 2 on this list. Now, on to number 1. Well, guys, I don't know if this was a surprise or not, but of course my Christmas videos made it as number 1, and there's so many reasons for it, but I think this year I did really well. I mean, I got 8 games, including Pokemon Scarlet, which was was not a big surprise for me. This year I won Secret Santa at my workplace and got $100, which was just enough for that game, and it made my day. I got it from my workplace, and because of that, I got to use more money, and I got Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. My uncle got me Just Dance 2014 and Fire Emblem Free Houses. I got a bunch of Goosebump books, cards, just all the things that I loved in a way, and this year was just a great year overall, especially for Christmas. I love doing these type of videos so much because my dopamine levels are always so high, which means that I'm in a great mood and you can feel my joy in a way. I can present it like that to you guys. And sometimes videos, it isn't always the big flashy videos, the let's plays, the countdowns that mean the most, but the videos you put your heart into the most, which I feel these type of videos I do. Like, that's why I love doing them so much, because I put my heart and soul into these videos. Like, I mean, I could go on forever, but I do know that that isn't a very good thing to do in these types of videos. So anyway, guys, my Christmas 2022 and bonus, what I got for Christmas 2022, were number 1 on this list. Well, another countdown in the bag. I hope you guys enjoyed the choices this year. Again, I apologize for not having the top, countdown for 2021 on this list, but they're really 11. It was hard just going to 10. I liked so many of the videos, and I would feel that it was a cheat to use this countdown unless I absolutely had to. So, like last year, I kind of had to. I had the opposite problem last year. But I'm just so glad you guys enjoy these countdowns. I do look forward to doing them every year, even if they are a bit or quite a bit late. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.